Huh?
Come on.
Because
Jesus
the penalty of sin is what?
Death.
Huh? Was it anybody else other than me in here at odds with God before they accepted Jesus?
Right.
We all were at odds with God.
I was.
Yeah.
We're all fighting with him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Fighting
sir.
with him.
Yeah.
True.
So we fighting with him,
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
right?
Right. Right.
Then put his son on the cross, right?
Right.
Now, if he wanted justice, if justice was the way we see justice, what do you think we would be getting because we nailed his son to the cross?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But that ain't what he did, is it?
That's right.
What he did was he says, I'm going to come and heal you. I'm going to come and reconcile you back to myself.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And so I looked at these witnesses and I'm thinking, God, this is enough. What you guys say? To get amped? To get excited?
It is.
That I can read how you parted the Red Sea. Now, if I can get excited about J-Lo having a second act,
Come on now.
that was just a movie,
Okay.
Ain't that?
how much more should I get excited and motivated
Right.
Yes. Yes.
behind
Come on.
watching God bring some people across the Red Sea
That's right.
on dry land?
Right. Right.
Huh? How much more excited should I get when I realized that there was a man, that there was a prophet that said, God, shut the heavens up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Didn't Elijah say that?
Yes.
Shut the heavens up. Don't let it rain. What did God do? Shut the heavens up. It didn't rain for 3.5 years. Right? This is God talking to us. These are the witnesses talking to us. They're giving us their testimony. Why? Why? Why does somebody give you a testimony? Why, when somebody stands up and tells you what God did for them, what does that actually do? Does that strengthen your faith?
Yes. Help
It does strengthen your faith, but it does something else too, doesn't it? Ah, I got you. What it does is it gives you hope,
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on now.
right? So what is hope? Hope is having an expectation
Yes.
for that which you desire. Right? So think about it. God is showing me this, right? I have a desire to please God. My desire was, when I stood up on that podium, that I would not be in existence, that only God would be speaking through a vessel. That was my desire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was able to stand up on the podium and speak to these people who were in the courtroom judging and working politics instead of serving people. I know what they was doing. I know that they do politics and not serve people.
Right.
I know this. You know this. This is why the school system is jacked up, right? But I didn't want to be in the way because I could have let my voice come out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I could have let my anger and my frustration come out, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Huh, that wouldn't have brought no healing, would it?
No.
No, but God said, I have an expectation that you'll just flow through me.
Come on now. Come on.
Yes.
Huh?
Flow through.
I have an expectation that you'll use me. I have an expectation that you'll give me the boldness to stand forth and proclaim what you would have me to
Come on
proclaim.
now. Yeah.
I have an expectation. Why? Because I look back at this cloud and they had an expectation
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
for God to do some things.
Verse
Yeah.
1.
God had promised them some things. And guess what? They had an expectation to receive what God promised. But if you read the last part of it, you'll find out that they haven't received the complete fullness of what God promised, because God had something else in plan. And he says, you can't receive the full complete of what I promised you until your brothers come.
Wow.
So they're waiting on us.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they fully expected God to give them what he said. So what did they do? They coupled their faith that they had first, they coupled that with hope. And we're going to see how that all works out.
Okay.
So when I'm out here and we're feeding the streets, and you're out there feeding the streets, you got to have an expectation for change in the person's life that you're talking to.
Yes.
See, because they might not have no hope.
Right.
They may not.
See, we're dealing with people that have no hope,
Right.
right?
Right.
So when I approach them, I got to approach them with hope for them first.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
I got to see them out of the street. How's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I can't see them out of the street,
Yeah. Yeah.
then what am I doing? Right? See, I got to use my hope, and I have got to have an enduring confidence in my God, because the first time I talk to them, they might not change.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It might take several conversations before they decide to come on and give it to the Lord, right?
That's right.
Or before they can receive everything that I have. So my faith has to be enduring.
Exactly. That's
Well-
good. That's good.
You know, there's something about this whole thing of faith and hope and all of this stuff. It's amazing that God brings us to this book, this 11th chapter, that gives us the patriarchs that actually operated in faith. But before he did that, before he started talking about them, when he decided to write this book, you know, the author of the book is God. You do that, right? Okay. Before he decided to write, before he decided to tell us about them, he said, I got to first tell you about faith,
Okay.
because I'm going to talk about people of faith,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
right?
Okay.
And so, I'm going to skip a couple things. But down here in verse 1 in chapter 11, I'm looking at the Amplified. Well, I'll just read the whole thing. What the heck? He says, now faith is the assurance. And we've talked about this many times here. The title deed. Right? Huh? The confirmation. See, my faith isn't just saying I trust God. My faith is I take ownership of what God promised.
Yeah.
Right? If God opened a door, check this out. If God opened a door for me to stand before the judges in the city of Columbus, then I take ownership
Yes. Yes.
of what God has given me.
That's right.
He's given me an opportunity to speak on his behalf, so I take ownership of that opportunity. Huh?
Yep.
Title deed. It belongs to me. The stage at this moment belongs to me because of God. I take ownership. If God called you to whatever God's called you to, whatever God's promised you, until you take ownership of it, it never becomes yours.
Wow.
See, your car ain't your car until you get the title to the car. Your house ain't your house until you get the deed to the house, right?
Yes, sir.
You can't really say it's yours until you get the deed to it, right? I know sometimes we say, well, I'm just renting and I'm buying. And then, on these applications, hey, do you own?
Yes, sir.
Or are you renting? That's what they say, right?
Right.
The last time somebody did that to me and was talking to me, I said, well, you might as well say I'm still renting,
Right.
because I'm still paying the bank.
Right.
It ain't mine yet.
Say that.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't mine.
Tell the truth.
And so I don't get a title, I don't get a deed to the house until what? They have all their money.
Right, paid off.
At that point, I can say, this house is mine,
Yeah, yes.
Right.
right?
Yes.
But faith tells me whatever God has said and promised to me, he expects me to take ownership of it at the time that he tells me.
Wow. Come on now. That's good.
Not after it happens, before it happens. And see what the text says, see if I'm right.
Okay.
He says, so, I stopped at confirmation. Of things, listen to this, of things, it's the assurance, it's the title deed of things hoped for, divinely guaranteed. My expectation of what God promised me is divine,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, is that what it said?
Remedy.
Yeah, it's divine. Lee, guaranteed. This is the way the Hebrews looked at this text when it came to hope. They defined it as, I have a desire and I have an expectation to receive that which I desire. But I don't have a desire for that which I already have. I have a desire for that which I don't have.
Come on now.
See, to have hope and already have, and we talked about this, to have hope and I already have this chair, why am I hoping for a chair and I already got one?
Right.
I got to hope for a chair that I don't have.
You don't have.
We're praying for the city, right?
Yeah.
Part of my prayer, part of our prayer life has to be, if I want a change in the city, if I want things to happen, I better have an expectation.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see the change right now.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm praying for it.
Yeah.
But I have an expectation
Expectation. Yeah.
to get it, right? And if my prayer, if I'm in line with God,
That's right.
then I have a divinely guarantee that he's going to answer my prayer. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
If you're in me and I'm in you and you're attached to the vine, ask what you will and I'll grant it unto you.
Yes, yes. That's what he said.
Is that what he said? I have a divinely guarantee of my hopes. Right? Now listen to what he says. I just want to make it clear. And the evidence of things not seen. Did you hear that?
Yes.
See, faith is about the evidence of things not seen.
That's right. I like
See, that's how hope works.
Okay.
not.
Hope works. Right. So get Romans 8, 23, 25.
Come on.
It is about you don't see it.
You don't see it.
That's why you hope for it.
Yeah, you hope for it.
You don't see it. That's why you have an expectation for it. You don't have it yet.
Make it plain. That's
Huh?
right.
So see, when I'm moving forward, when I'm progressing, and I don't necessarily
You
see
don't see it.
with my natural senses
That's right.
what I'm moving towards, check out the rest of the definition.
I hope it's there.
And the evidence of things not seen. But check this out. But there is within faith and hope the conviction of their reality. Faith comprehends as fact what cannot be experienced with the physical senses.
Wow.
See, my faith is an enduring, right?
Yeah.
Confidence to receive a divinely guarantee that God has granted unto me. I don't see it with my natural senses.
Right.
Right.
Oh, see, I got to go further than my natural senses.
Right.
But I see it with my spiritual.
Yeah.
Hence, the scripture says you walk by faith, not by sight.
That's right.
See, I don't walk because I can see it. I walk because I perceive it.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you hear that? I don't walk because I can see it. I walk because I can perceive it.
There's a sense.
Faith causes me to perceive what God is doing.
Come on now.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
My sight, my five senses will fail me. My
Five
five senses will cause me to doubt.
Come on.
Right.
Yep, yep.
Flash.
When the doctor gives you that report, I'm telling you, you could be feeling real good until you walk into the doctor's office. Y'all know my story. Until you walk in the doctor's office and then he lay on you, you got blood pressure problems or you got sugar problems.
Right. Right. Right.
Now you ain't thought about this ain't bothered you, your body ain't feeling no kind of funny kind of way. Now all of a sudden you're feeling some kind of funny kind of way.
See.
Because he said.
Huh? Because now your senses then kicked in. Your hearing then kicked in, right?
That's right.
And now you're having these emotional episodes. But folk who walk by faith,
By faith.
they sense what God, they perceive what God is doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? This is why Jesus can walk up and when he gets to Lazarus and everybody's looking and say, well, if you had come 3 days earlier, we would be good. But this dude's starting to decompose right now. He's stinking right now.
Right.
You came too late.
Yeah.
But Jesus already knew I am the resurrection.
Yeah.
Come on. Come
See,
on.
what Jesus seen was Lazarus coming out of the tomb, right?
Yeah.
What Jesus seen was that Lazarus was only sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what he told him? He said, he only sleep. He only sleep.
Even though he's thinking.
Oh, Jesus was seeing something different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh?
Right. Right.
He was perceiving something different. He knew what he came for.
Yes.
He delayed on purpose. Oh, that gets to us now. So when God delays on you, delays on purpose, his coming to answer what it is you want him to do, the question is, do you question him and doubt that he can do it because he took too long?
Come on now.
Huh? I declare justice is coming to the city of Columbus. Don't look like it, does it? When I hear about that mess up there and when I just see what they do, it's like, Lord have mercy. But I declare to you, justice is coming.
Justice is coming.
Huh?
Coming everywhere.
I'm learning how to perceive it. See, I don't have to talk to you with an angry tone no more because I perceive a change. Whether you're going to be a part of the change or not, I don't know. But a change is coming. That's going to be your choice. Everybody get a choice. You're going to be able to choose whether or not you're going to get in line with God or not.
Right. Right.
But the thing that I know about God is that vengeance is his, saith the Lord. He's a just God. He's a righteous God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? He ain't just getting you because he want to get back at you. He getting you because you made the choice to get God.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
He ain't getting you because he want to get you because you done something to him.
Yeah.
He getting you because you made the choice to get God.
That's right. You gonna get caught.
So this is where we're at
You got God.
this week. Let your expectation for what God has said to you, coupled with your faith. Next week we'll talk about encouragement coupled with love. But let these two this week be coupled together. Begin to move away from your past. Begin to move away from those hurts and all of that other stuff. And realize that there is an enduring confidence that I have in the God that I serve. It ain't just trusting him. I have confidence in him. And my confidence in him causes me to move forward. I see the obstacle with my natural eyes. I see the resistance with my natural eye. But I have a confidence in the creator of this universe that what I expect to happen as I approach what he promised is going to happen. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm encouraged by the scripture. Too many stories, too many testimonies in the scripture to make me doubt. I either don't believe, you know how some folk give a testimony and everybody don't believe them. And so, back in my old church, not Christmore, but back at Bible Way, this is what some of the saints would say: they ain't doing nothing but test the line.
Test the line.
They ain't testifying, they just test the line. If you don't believe, and if you believe a person is test the line, you won't be encouraged by what they're saying, are you? Will you?
Right.
If you believe that the Bible is test the line, then you won't be encouraged by it.
No.
But if you believe that this is a testimony
Right.
of what some folk really went through
Yeah.
and how God stood up for them,
Yeah.
do you believe the story of Gideon?
Yeah.
He started out with a big old army, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just kept dwindling it down, didn't he?
Yeah.
But the army that he went to fight against was huge.
Yes.
Did Gideon, did they even have to pull a sword or anything? Did they even have to? God said, claim some pots together. Come on, somebody. If God, look. I'm going to end on this because I'm getting too excited. Look. See, we think we got to fight with weaponry, don't we?
Right.
Folks want to go out and fight wars and get guns and all that stuff, right? But God proved he's so bad, he's so mighty, he can do the impossible. He can get his troops together. Say what? What they got? They got 100,000. Okay, I'm going to send 10,000.
Exactly.
And I ain't even going to send fighting men. These ain't even men who were naturally fighting men that he sent.
Yeah.
These boys was like farmers.
Right.
He said, I'm going to send 10,000 farmers.
Yeah.
He said, Gideon, let's go.
Yeah.
Gideon said, here we go. God said, Gideon, all I need you to do is claim some pots together.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the enemy turned on themselves. Is that the story?
That's right.
How does that encourage me? How does that motivate me? That tells me, City Hall, baby, you ain't got nothing on my God. President of the United States, you ain't got nothing on my God. Whatever you doing is because God is allowing it. But as soon as he commissions his army, as soon as he tells them to march, you in trouble. Huh? God had set it up that even when they was coming against Israel, God said, y'all ain't got to do nothing. All I need y'all to do, give me some praisers in the front. Come on, we're going to praise our way through this thing.
Yeah.
We're going to start praising and watch what happened.
Yeah.
They just turned against themselves again.
Yeah.
Destroyed themselves and ran off. Ain't pulled a sword.
You gonna
ain't-
praise him?
Come on. See, we think we got to fight the enemy the way that he fights.
Right.
I ain't got to fight no politician becoming no politician.
No.
Now, if God want me to get in that kind of office, he going to bring me in it. But look, I ain't got to fight you the way you fight.
Right.
I just got to be obedient to God and do what he tells me to do. He might tell me to walk up in your office or in your chambers and just pray. He might have me to walk up in your chambers and give you a hug. To just try to bring some unity together. Let's reconcile. Huh? Because I'm called to love you. regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you do, regardless of how you act, regardless of how you tear up our community, I am mandated that I must love you.
Yeah.
Huh? Change ain't coming if I can't love you.
Right.
Martin Luther King proved that one. Him and Gandhi proved that one. That love is stronger than any weapon you can pull.
Yes.
Huh? Their stance for justice got their lives taken. It did. But we, the church, are mandated. Because that's who we are. That's who we emanated from. We came from love. It says we've been born again with an incorruptible seed. We came from love. And we must love. See, I'm done with this. This is what God had. And I told you, I said, I've grown since you gave me this assignment. God's grown me. He's done something for me.
Amen.
Because I was wondering, how can I talk to the bread organization? They keep calling me, and I'm like, there's some things I don't agree with y'all, you know. And I'm like, God, how can we deal with this? Now God let me know.
Okay, come
You
on.
let me know. See, I get to now go in and talk to the officials of bread, and Pastor Elisha setting this thing up, and I'm going to go talk to him and say, look, you're talking about justice, but you ain't doing justice.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're not trying to bring about relationships and reconciliation. You're trying to be an oppressor because you're trying to make people do what you say they should do and the way you say they should do it. You're not sitting down at the table and coming to a conclusion of how we can make things better for our community. You're mandating how we have to do it. Even God don't do that. God don't make nobody do nothing.
Man,
It's a choice. He'll tell you, and 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 if you still don't choose,
Come on.
your choice will get you. With every choice, there is a consequence, right?
you're going to get God.
You're going to get God.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to get the consequences of your choice,
There you go.
right? You can't go out and lay with a woman, and then when she gets pregnant, say, how'd that happen?
Right.
You can't blame it on God either, can you? Now, God, why you let her get pregnant? Well, you don't want to lay with her. The way I put this thing in motion. There's sperm, there's an egg. They come together. There's a chance you're going to get pregnant.
All right, Pastor.
Don't blame your choice on me. There may be somebody who want to join us.
God is good. Yes, he is.
You're part of the fellowship.